Hello and welcome to The Resourceful Woman. Today I am going to be going over a few different ways that you can preserve fruits and vegetables. I have previously shown you a couple of fun ways to take your old, almost dead fruit and dry it out and still keep it edible. And now I'm going to do something that is especially nice for autumn. I'm going to be making some applesauce, some pickled red cabbage, and some chutney, and then I am going to can them. I don't really have any like special canning equipment. All I do is take jars from old stuff that I've used, and as long as it has a top that bops, then it is good for canning. So yeah, I go through and sterilize all of these and get them ready as I'm working on my little recipes, and then as soon as they're done I can pop these in the cans and seal them up tight, and then they keep for months. I'm down to, this is part of the reason I'm making these today, is I'm down to my very last applesauce and my very last chutney. So my family loves these two things. We're going to be needing some more soon. So I went ahead and got in a bunch of apples and other things in order to get these things going. So let's get started. For preparation materials for these, you're going to want to decide which pots you're going to be cooking in and how you're going to be canning. So I'll get to the canning process later, but basically I figured out that this is the best possible solution for me for canning. It is a nice deep pot with a thing that comes out, because basically when you're canning, you want your jars to be completely submerged into water, like over the top, but you don't want them to be sitting right down at the bottom of the pan. You want some space in the between the very bottom of the pan where the heat is and where your jars are sitting, or else they might shatter. And then these other pots, these are the three biggest pots that I have in order to cook up all of these lovely things. Here is a full view of all of the ingredients that I will be using today. For applesauce, all we need is some apples, some brown and white sugar, and I've got a little bit of ground sweet cinnamon. So that one is pretty simple. For chutney, we are going to need some Bramley apples. These are the big cooking apples. We are going to need some onions, some garlic, some root ginger, some, it says sultanas, or really any kind of dried fruit. I had mixed up some of this dried fruit the last time that I made granola, and it looks good enough to me. We're going to want some dried chili flakes, some distilled malt vinegar, and some brown sugar, muscovado sugar. For pickled cabbage, we are going to need one red cabbage. We are going to need some cider vinegar. I wasn't sure how much I had left, so I went ahead and got an extra jar when I was at the shop. We're going to need some red wine. I don't use my good drinking wine. I just use a wine that I tried that was nasty, that I thought, okay, I'm only going to use this in cooking. We're going to need some granulated sugar. We're going to need some black peppercorns, some bay leaves, and some mustard seed. Okay. Also, if you're canning, you're going to want to decide which cans you're going to put everything in. Now, I have some helpful, these are jars of pickled cabbage that I had bought previously, so they seem just right for putting my new pickled cabbage into. I notice that when my family eats chutney, we don't eat a huge amount, so I picked out all of the smallest jars, and these are the ones that I'm going to use to can the chutney. However, I've just noticed this one does not have a poppy top, so that is going back in the basket. And then all of the kind of medium-sized jars are really my best option for applesauce, because when I serve applesauce with, like, say, a ham or something like that, we all want like a nice good portion. And so if I have like a kind of a medium jam jar and I empty the whole thing, that pretty much does us really well. So as long as these all got poppy tops and they're the right sizes, then we're ready to go. Here's some rejected jars. the pot, which you can see here. Whoop. There you can see them. They are all set up here. So by the end I'll have a good season's worth of all of these things: applesauce, pickled cabbage, and chutney, all ready to go. And what I mentioned before about the buttons on the top of the jars is that I boil them for about 20 minutes until those buttons are properly popped down. You can see there. Ow! Ooh! Ow! That one's still hot. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please be sure to hit like and leave any comments or questions that you may have, and I'll see you next time.